Roblox sus players explain, from normal players at level 1 all the way to full-on predators at level 10. You don't want to miss it, so let's get right into it. First up, we have level 1, which is where all the normal players are. You know, players like me and you, hopefully. These are the people who just want to build tycoons and vibe in Brookhaven with their friends without being weird about it. They usually don't even type in chat unless it's something basic like trade or wanna be friends, and honestly, I respect them for that, but that's not interesting at all. So let's move on to level 2, which is where we got Mic Up players. These people mainly play games like Mic Up, Neighbors, and Rate My Avatar, but they aren't full-on gooners at all. But they're still ranked higher up than normal players because they have a tendency to fall into the Roblox gooner rabbit hole. Still, a vast majority of them simply make crude jokes with people that are at least fairly mature and won't be mentally damaged by hanging out in a Mic Up server for 2 minutes. They aren't complete angels like in this video, but they're still nowhere near any of the later levels, which is why they get their own level. A lot of Mic Up players are also super toxic. Some of them will do literal voice impressions of or use soundboards just to get a reaction, which, yeah, is dumb, but not on Predator level yet. They're annoying, but they're not the worst of the worst. After that, we got level 3, furry players. Now, I already know what you're saying, that I'm being discriminatory against furries, but just hear me out for a second. I know that not all furries are bad at all. Some of them are normal, chill people who just want to roleplay as animals for whatever reason, but a vast majority of them are still at least a little weird. Most of them typically make more inappropriate jokes than level 2 players, and they're also overall weirder than people in the other 2 levels. I mean, wanting to be an animal is pretty weird already, but then some people take it a step further and start to actually want to, do things with real animals. But that's only a small part. The majority of furries are just somewhat weirder than level 2 players, but still fairly weird in their own right. But even then, you also have the people who dress up in borderline NSFW animal costumes on Roblox and walk into Brookhaven RP servers pretending they're in some kind of furry roleplay server. And bro, that's just not normal. Others will use names like Wolf Daddy or Fox Kitten Uwu and constantly push the line of what's TOS acceptable on Roblox, and it's kinda insane how much they get away with it. Some even form weird cults or furry clans that stick together in packs and groom other players into becoming furries too. It's a real pipeline, and once you're in deep. But they're not as weird as level 4 feet game enjoyers. Yes, feet games are real games on Roblox. Here's some screenshots. These people unironically boot up Roblox to play feet games for whatever reason, whether they're actually gooning to feet on Roblox, or hopefully just in these games for fun, or to troll the first kind of people. But trust me, a lot of them aren't trolling at all. They're 100% serious about this stuff, and it's terrifying. They'll go into catalog games or avatar try-on games, zoom in on feet, and start acting like they just found heaven. Some of these games are entirely made just to look at avatars stepping on stuff. Like, what even is that? And of course, people will use alts to avoid getting banned and do this regularly, almost like it's a hobby or something. If you ever catch someone following random players around in a catalog game and crouching constantly, yeah, you found one of them, but still, that's only level 4, and we still have a long way to go until level 10. But for now, let's talk about level 5, which is where people who make and wear sus UGC items are. Sure, you could argue that the people who make the items are worse than the people who wear them, but I personally think that both are degenerates who should be banned off Roblox. But first, we got sus UGC creators. These people create items like Roblox titties, Roblox ass, Roblox whatever you can think of. These freaks have probably already made it. And then we got the people who wear these items. Pretty self-explanatory. You can usually find the people who wear these items in all of the later level games, and also in games like The Strongest Battlegrounds, and even in games like Mic Up and Neighbors occasionally. Some will even roleplay entire dates and weddings with these outfits on, and act like that's just a normal day on Roblox. Others try to bait players into DMing them on Discord by looking as sus as possible, hoping to get weird screenshots they can flex in their friend groups or worse. And of course, they'll call you the weird one for saying something about it. The audacity is insane, but they're still not as bad as level 6 online daters. Now, at least these people are completely legal, but they're still influencing people into becoming like the later levels. The normalization of online dating on Roblox and its consequences have been a disaster for this platform, I swear. But there's not much to say about online daters on Roblox. They just exist on the platform, encouraging other people to either online date or join any of the later levels. They'll spam ABC for BF or DM for RP and think they're in some kind of romantic anime arc, when in reality, they're just weird 13-year-olds talking to 40-year-olds pretending to be 14. Some of them even make TikToks flexing their Roblox relationships like it's a real thing. And you just know that half those relationships started because one of them was wearing the sus UGC from level 5. They live in their own reality where a heart necklace on your avatar means eternal loyalty or some crap like that. It's just sad. Speaking of which, we have level 7, which is age players. Age players are online daters, but instead of being a normal relationship, one of the people, usually the girl, will pretend to be while the other person will pretend to be overage. It's some horrifying stuff, but the worst part is they do this in public servers sometimes, like it's nothing. They'll even say stuff like, "Daddy, can I have a bottle?" and act like that's a normal part of roleplay. You can usually find these people in games like Dollhouse Roleplay, any the later level places, and some even find their way into mic-up games just to push this messed up agenda. Some of them act innocent but drop weird lines mid-RP like it's a signal to other degenerates. It's creepy, it's manipulative, and it's not even subtle half the time. But then we have level 8, which is where groomers are. Groomers are people like Podamer, who groom and manipulate until they turn 18 so that they can then have their way with them. But at least nothing happens until the turns 18. But don't get me wrong, that's still sick and disgusting. These people act like mentors or big siblings and slowly gain the trust of their victim before trying to date them the second the birthday hits. They'll give them Robux, help them grind pets, and play daily just to make the kid feel like they're special or loved, and it's all part of the trap. They usually groom multiple people at once, too, just in case one of them catches on and leaves. It's all a calculated setup, and they don't even see themselves as predators until it's too late. But the same can't be said for level 9, which is where predators are. Predators are people who won't wait for their victim to be of age. They will do things like trade pics with meet up with them to do it, and in some horrifying cases, the child will be straight up kidnapped by the predator. These people are actual criminals, and unfortunately, Roblox has been targeted by these freaks for years. Some will pretend to be kids and use voice chat to lure actual into off-platform conversations, then send explicit content or ask for it in return. Others will use Roblox condo games and invite people to private RPs where the real disgusting stuff happens, and sometimes they'll even use Roblox Studio to make their own condo games that trap players in locked rooms with NSFW images pasted on the walls. It's sickening, but somehow there's still level 10. This is the final level, the absolute worst of the worst. The monsters that don't just exist on Roblox, but actively use Roblox to fuel a much bigger criminal operation. We're talking about child traffickers, distributors, and organized abuse networks that use condo games, Avatar UGC, and encrypted Discord servers to run entire pipelines of exploitation. These people will create hundreds of alt accounts, spam upload suspicious games, and even run training groups to teach others how to bypass moderation, filter triggers, and account bans. They'll pose as talent scouts, game dev recruiters, or UGC testers and trick kids into sending them content off-platform. They trade victim info, photos, grooming progress reports, and more in horrifying closed communities, and some of them even monetize it with cryptocurrency or private invite-only websites. And the worst part is, they've been doing this for years, long before Roblox admitted it was a problem. Every time Roblox cracks down, they just adapt, making more subtle games, better disguises, and smarter ways to lure in new targets. This level is beyond sick. It's an international crisis hiding inside a kid's game. If you ever come across anything even close to this level, report it immediately and never look back. And then there's level 11. And for anybody in level 11, then I have something to say to you. Get a life. And that's every level of Roblox sus players, from normal players at level 1